Hello, I'm Mike, this is Will, we are the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
And we're bringing you issue 43 of Warhammer 40k Conquest today. And in this issue we got 2 Thermic Plasma Regulators to start off our terrain for our new battle zone. And before we head into the issue, as always, if you want to skip straight to the battle report, there'll be a time code into the description. But heading into the issue, first off we have some background here on Blood Angel's Sector Chapters. So there's the Angels in Carmine, the Angels Sanguine, the Flesh Terrors, the Carmine Blades, and there's more over there, the stuff like the Lamenters, the Blood Drinkers, all very blood themed. Some of those have been around for quite a while. Some of them are freshly created Primaris chapters, I believe. Here we've got some Beasts of Nurgle, step up from Nurglings, all various flies and disgusting creatures that Nurgle has created. And here we have some background on the various armies of the Imperium. So we have the Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines, the Astra Militarum, or the Imperial Guard, as some old school people will call them, the Adeptus Mechanicus, as we've seen before, and the Grey Knights, who are sort of a sub-faction of Space Marines. And we've also seen the Death Watch in the past. And there's also the Sisters of Battle, who aren't mentioned there. And here we have the rebirth of Rabuti Guilliman, I believe. But they're coming to the defence of Cadia. And you can see there's Rabuti Guilliman there leading the Ultramarines. So Cadia is on the edge of the Eye of Terror and was apparently the first target of the 13th Black Crusade. And you can see the order of battle for both sides. There's a pretty large number of forces in each one. Of course, Cadia eventually fell, but it broke before the Guard did. And here we have our build instructions for the Thermic Plasma Regulators. They're both almost exactly the same. There's some slight detail differences in each one, but the overall sort of shape is the same. And they're pretty easy to put together, not actually that many parts. And their painting guide, it's very silver, and you can see there's filling in some details. It's like the Mechanicus skull symbol there with Celestia Grey. Totally to paint Retributor armour here, and once again, like with the plasma conduits, I used a darker, sort of more brass gold, Balthasar gold, because I prefer that. And go over some of the details and stuff. It's fairly simple to paint, to be honest. And that's it for the issue. We'll head straight into the mission now, where we'll see our new Thermic Plasma Regulators in action.
So for our mission this week, we have rules for the new Thermic Plasma Regulators that we got. And you can see them there, where they go. Their rules are as follows. If you have an infantry unit on top of them, then they get cover, so on the platform on it. But to move up to the platform, you have to go up the ladder. It specifically says they can go up and down the ladders, which are only on one side, so I'll show you those in a second. And then it says that units that can fly can go up there without penalty as well. And they also provide hazardous cover, so if you're on the thing and you roll a 7+ for your saving throw, or 6 in other words, as before, you suffer a mortal wound on a roll of 1. And yeah, there's just some examples there. And actually here we are on the actual terrain pieces, so you can see here we've got the platforms, those are where you get cover, and a ladder on one side, but it's only on one side. Yes, there you go, not on the other side. And then we have a little bit of fiction about the mission here, Power Surge, so we're trying to capture the Thermic Plasma Regulators because they're directing the flow of power around Kaylon, so they're important. And then the mission, Fuel for the Forge. The Thermic Plasma Regulators are the objectives, and you have to control them by being within 3 inches of them, but unique thing for this mission, if you like, is the Death Guard move on from this road edge here, and the units they get either have to deploy by teleport strike or they have to move on from this board edge. And actually you can see the edge of the board here, it's actually this very short edge here. Now I should point out that I have a Rhino in this mission, and this is a tank trap, but tank trap for some reason doesn't actually stop the Rhino moving at least, so it's not a very good tank trap, but it will slow its advance by half, so it will be half the dice rolled, if that should be relevant. And the Space Marines deploy on the other end of the board, nearer the Regulators. The Space Marine players deploy first, the Death Guard, as I said, move on to the board or teleport strike. Death Guard player goes first. And the victory points are very simple. We've got Slay the Warlord, which is 1 point, and then 3 for holding the objectives at the end of the game, which is 5 battle rounds. So that's the only available victory points. So we're going to have a look at the armies now and then get onto deployment. Now here we have our Space Marine forces. We've got the Primaris Chaplain leading the 3 Hellbasters, the 3 Aggressors, 5 Intercessors, and the 2 Inceptors.
And my Warlord is going to be the Chaplain, obviously, he's the only character, and he's going to have the Storm of Fire trait again. I'm probably going to be saying that a lot.
And here are our Death Guard forces. We've got Lord Felthius at front, the Foul Blightspawn, the Tainted Cohort, 5 Plague Marines, and the Chaos Rhino. And my Warlord will be Lord Felthius, and he's going to have, for its Warlord trait, Rotten Constitution, which reduces all damage on him by 1 to a minimum of 1.
finish my deployment. Got the intercessors up here to move up to this objective. The aggressors are in the middle with the chaplain, so they can go towards either one. And the Hellblasters down here to make a rush the other objective. And the Inceptors are going to be held in reserve for the moment.
Well, the Death Guard do not deploy. They move on from here or go in the Teleportarium. I shall declare first that the Lord Felthius and the Tainted Cohort will both go in the Teleportarium. Everyone else will deploy inside the Rhino. The Death Guard take the first turn, so we'll be on to Death Guard turn 1. So in my movement phase, the Chaos Rhino has moved onto the board. It hasn't advanced, so it didn't get affected by that tank trap. And I'm not going to bring anyone down from the Teleportarium. So in the shooting phase, it can actually shoot its Havoc Launcher, which has a 48-inch range. It will shoot at the Hellblasters over here. It is a heavy weapon, so it will be hitting on 4s. It gets d6 shots, 4. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. 3 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
3 plus armour saves. Failed 1, made 1. So the Hellblaster takes a wound. Put it on that guy.
Nothing else to be done in my turn, so we'll be on to Space Marines turn 1.
So, in my movement phase, basically everyone has just moved up normally. So the Intercessors, the Aggressors and the Chaplain, and the Hellblasters. The Hellblasters will be moving that way next turn. And at the end of my turn, the Inceptors will come down on top of the Plasma Regulator.
Yeah, and bizarrely they do get cover for being up there because they are infantry.
Yep. On to the shooting phase. The starting Inceptors, we're going to shoot the Rhino. 12 shots, hitting on 3s. 6 hits. Wounding on 5s. Nothing. And the Intercessors, 5 shots hitting on 3s on the Rhino, obviously. Ugh. 2 hits, no wounds. 3 Hellblasters, not overcharging. Oh, there we go. Should have overcharged. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound.
I'm going to go straight through, so because I'm no cover, so it's down to 9.
And that'll be it.
Yep, very quick turn there. So now we're on to Death Guard, turn 2. And the first thing that will happen is the Foul Blightspawn is going to get out of the Rhino 3 inches away from it, and now he's going to advance. He rolls well enough. Now 4, possibly not, we'll see. So that's enough to get him round here, just about within 9 inches of those Inceptors on top of the objective. Plague Marines are not going to get out yet, so we're going to advance with this Rhino this time. So rolling 4. They can go 16 with that unless I take any of my movement over this tank trap, in which case it will be reduced to 14 because of the tank trap's rule. The Rhino's moved up to there, and we just remembered it actually would have self-repaired at the beginning of my turn and roll a 6, so we'll just do that now quickly, it's not going to affect anything. No, it didn't. And Lord Felthius and his chums have arrived here, just over 9 inches away from those Hellblasters. So we'll be on to the shooting phase. The Rhino advanced, so it can't shoot, so it's going to fire off its smoke launchers anyway, making it -1 to hit. And then we'll do the Foul Blightspawn, he will shoot at those Inceptors. So strength of his gun, 8. D6 shots, 1. Wounds on a 3. It did. You're in cover.
5 plus.
No.
Oh, but rolled a 6, so on a 1 I take a mortal wound. No.
Then we've just got the Terminators. They will shoot at the Hellblasters, I suppose. So just the Combi Bolters. 8 shots hitting on 3s. 5 hits. Wounding on 4s. 2.
3 plus armor saves.
No.
Failed once, so Hellblaster goes down.
And then in the charge phase, the Tainted Cohort will declare a charge on the Hellblasters.
So the Overwatch, not going to overcharge. 4 shots, hitting on 6s. 1 hit. Wounds on a 3. Didn't wound.
They're charged, they need a 9. They got a 3. So they're not going there, but Lord Felthius will have a go as well. He will also declare the aggressors, just in case I rolled a super long charge and they're not in range to flame.
4 shots on the Hellblaster, sitting on 6s. Nothing. Not overcharging, obviously.
So he also needs a 9. 8. Oh, not quite. But there won't be any more charges, so that'll be it for Death Guard turn 2. On to Space Marines turn 2.
So, my movement phase, the Inceptors have come down here, and they are closer to the Foul Blightspawn, so they can shoot at him. The Intercessors have just moved up normally, as have the Aggressors and the Chaplain. Chaplain's still within 6 inches of these guys. And the 2 Hellblasters have just moved around behind the Regulator, so they don't actually have cover where they are, but they can both see the Terminators at least.
Yep.
So it's on to the shooting phase. I'll start with the Inceptors. They're going to put their fire into the Foul Blightspawn. So we've got 12 shots hitting on 3s. It's better than last time, it's 9 hits. Wounding on 4s. 5 wounds, 4 plus armor saves.
Failed 2, so 2 disgustingly resilient. Made 1, so he takes the 1 wound.
So down to 3. I'll do the Intercessors next. They're going to shoot at the Terminator squad.
Yep, they can all see one just about.
Just about near the man at the east end. So this guy here is not within 15 of the only Terminator he can see, which is the man with a sword. So we'll have 9 shots hitting on 3s. That's 4 hits. Well, woundy on 5s. So that's 1 3+ armor save and 1 4+ armor save.
The 3+ passed, the 4+ passed.
And the Hellblasters will also shoot at the Terminators. And we won't overcharge just in case. 4 shots hitting on 3s. 2 hits, woundy on 3s. 1 wound.
4+ invulnerable save. Made it.
And then the aggressors will also fire at them. 6 flamer hits. 20 hits. First batch of 10, woundy on 5s. So that's going to be 4 2+ armor saves so far. And the next batch, another 2. So it's 6 2+ armor saves.
Making those, maybe. Oh, failed 2. Disgustingly resilient. Nope. Our Terminator goes down. We will lose the automatically hitting gun, I think.
The Chaplain will fire his Absolver Bolt Pistol at the Terminators as well.
Okay.
1 shot hitting on 3, he missed. So I'll start with the Inceptors. They'll declare a charge on the Rhino.
We've got Combi Bolter 6 hitting on 6s. Nothing. Havoc Launcher D6 3. On 6s. 1 hit. Comes on the 4. Strength 5. It did.
3+ armor save. No, can't make those this game. Regular Interceptor takes a wound. And then their charge distance is 8. So he'll go like that. And he'll go like that. So he's more than an inch, but he's closest to the Foul Blight Spawn.
Yep.
So the Inceptors have finished a charge move. This Inceptor is within an inch of the Rhino, so on a 6 he causes a mortal wound to it.
Yep.
No, that is not a 6. The Aggressors will declare a charge on the Terminators, Lord Felthius and the Rhino.
Okay, well, Terminators can overwatch. I did get rid of the auto-hitting weapon, so we're only hitting on 6s with the bolt. Ooh, 3 hits.
3 hits.
Aim with the cut. Winning on 5s. Oh, wow, 2 wounds.
3+ armor saves. Ugh. Aggressor takes a wound. Their charge distance is 11, so at least they're all in. The Chaplain will declare a charge on the Rhino, I guess, because he can't. There's no path to Felthius now. So his charge distance is 8. That'll be enough.
Okay.
Like that.
At the end of your charge phase, I will heroically intervene with this Foul Blight Spawn. He's going to go up on top of the pipe, but I'm going to put him there. But that brings him within 7 inches of these aggressors over here, which means they won't count as charging. So it's worth doing. Which means the only unit you count as having charge is the Chaplain now, so he goes first.
Yep. So he has 4 attacks on the Rhino, hitting on 2s, re-rolling on 1s. Oh, go on, Ben. Right, there we go. It's 4 hits. Wounding on 5s.
Yeah. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. AP -1.
Yeah, and 2 damage. So it takes 2 damage.
So it's down to 7 wounds.
Now you get to pick of the 2 units that
So I'll
don't
pick
count as charge.
the aggressors. So we'll put all of our attacks on Felthius. Guess we'll have to.
Okay.
So we have 7 attacks, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s and 2s.
Yes.
2 hits, wounding on 3s, 2 wounds.
2 4+ invulnerable saves. Made 1.
D3 damage, -1.
So it's reduced to 1.
That's
And then
1.
don't get disgustingly resilient against it. I haven't ignored it, so it goes
Whoa.
down to 5. And he takes a wound. Now I get to pick because the Inceptors don't count as charging. So I'll pick the Foul Blight Spawn, I suppose, in case he can take out that 1 Inceptor, because the Terminators are safe. He has 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Only 1 hit. Wounds on the 5. No, and he doesn't get to reroll 1s because he doesn't have a Plague Knife.
And then the Inceptors get to fight, so they'll both attack the Rhino.
Yeah, because they can't attack the Foul Blight
So
Spawn.
they've got 5 attacks between them, hitting on 3s, re-rolling misses, I imagine, because they are within 6 inches of the Chaplain. So re-rolling that too. 4 hits, wounding on 5s. Nothing.
Then I get to fight back with all of these. We'll do the Terminators first in case they can take out that 1 wound on that aggressor. So he'll pile in like that. And then we've got the Axe. 2 attacks on 3s. Both hit. Wounding on 4s. Strength 5. 1 wound, but it's at AP -3 because that's a 6th wound.
6+, nuke.
Then Sword. Hits once. Wounds on a 5. And a 6 as well, so -4 AP on that.
Another aggressor takes a wound.
Now we've still got an aggressor on a wound again, so we're going to do the Rhino next on the aggressors. It's still in its top bracket, so it has 3 attacks. They hit on 6s though. Oh, I got a hit. Wounds on a 3 because it's strength 6. It did.
3+, made it.
So Lord Felthius will put its attacks on the aggressors as well. 4 attacks on 2s, sorry. 3 hits, but Death of the False Emperor gets a 4th. Wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s. 3 wounds.
6 plus armor saves. Made 1.
So the wounded guy goes down and the remaining one takes only 1 wound.
So Sarge is still alive.
So that's the end of Space Marine's turn 2. On to Death Guard turn 3. Start of my turn, Lord Felthius' aura goes off and the Rhino gets a chance to self-repair. We'll do the self-repair first on 6. Oh yay, it did. Goes up to 8. Everybody around here is within an inch of a unit that's within 7 inches of Lord Felthius. So the Aggressor Sergeant on 4+ takes a mortal wound. Yep, he does. So he dies, which frees them up, which is good. The Chaplain does not, and the Inceptors do not. On to my movement phase. So in my movement phase, and things happen in this order, the Terminators moved over here, Lord Felthius moved over there as well. Plague Marines then got out of the Rhino, behind it, and then the Rhino itself moved over there to contest that objective and just kind of get in the way. And finally the Foul Blight Spawn fell back from melee and put himself over there. So that will be my run for my movement, onto the shooting phase. The Plague Marines will shoot everything at the Inceptors. This bolt gun man here might as well throw the Unholy Death Head Grenade from the Foul Blight Spawn rather than his bolt gun. So we've got the Blight Launchers, 4 shots on 3s, 3 hits. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. 3 wounds, but you are in cover from behind that pipe.
Yeah, so 4 plus armor saves.
Made 2, so...
Wounded man goes down.
Then we've got the Plasma Gun not supercharging. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. Yep.
5 plus. Made 1. Sarge down to 1 wound.
The Unholy Death Head Grenade, 2d6 shots, 7. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. 3.
2 plus.
Yep, you're in cover.
Made all of them.
Alright. And then finally the Bolt Gun. 2 hits. No wounds. Then we've got the Tainted Cohort. They will shoot at the Inceptor Sergeant as well, see if we can get rid of him. So we've got 8 shots hitting on 3s. 6 hits. Wounding on 5s. 6.
6, 2 plus saves. Yeah, no.
Inceptor Sergeant goes down. The Rhino fell back as it fell Blight Spawns. So in the charge phase, Lord Felthius will charge the Chaplain.
Yeah, Overwatch with the crack grenade. Didn't hit.
Oh man, he's in. I'm not bother rolling it. Terminators will charge the Hellblasters.
No Overwatch. Not going to overcharge. Should have overcharged. 2 hits. Wounding on 3s.
Nope.
No wounds.
Their charge, 10. So they'll come around the corner like that. Plague Marines might as well charge the Chaplain as well, I suppose, because their intended target has disappeared. Yeah, they're in. And they charge like that. So we'll do the Plague Marines first, actually. They will pile in like this to surround the Chaplain. They hit him with the Power Fist on 4s. 1 hit, wounds on a 2. Yep.
4 plus the normal save. Nope.
D3 damage. 1.
So he's down to 4.
We've got 4 knives. 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. 2 wounds.
3 plus armor save. Failed 1.
Down to 3. Then we'll do Felthius. He's got 4 attacks on 2s. Death of the False Emperor. 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. Re-rolling those 2 1s. 3 wounds.
3, 4 plus invulnerable saves. Made 2.
So he dies. Chaplain goes down. And then we've got these 2 Terminators. Got the axe. That's 2, 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Sorry, 3's re-rolling 1s I meant.
Yeah.
No, 2 wounds. That's AP minus 2.
5 plus. Made both. Oh, what a time to make them now.
And then 2 attacks from 2 hits on the sword. And no wounds because it's a wounding on 4s.
So they get to hit back. 5 attacks hitting on 3s. 4 hits. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds.
1 gets through and it isn't ignored. So the swordman will take a wound. And that is it for Death Guard turn 3. So now we'll be on to Space Marines turn 3.
So, yeah, I'm just going to concede. I've killed 1 of your models so far. I don't think it's going to get any better from here.
You've got 7 left and none of them have...
And 2 of them are in melee. I only have to fall back, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, moreover, it will be... I've slain your Warlord, so I actually have a victory point.
Yeah.
And the only other victory points are for getting the objectives, and it doesn't look likely that you'll be able to stop me winning both of these objectives. So...
When your Foul Blight Spawn's loose, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. He'll get to shoot anyway, so... So that will be a Death Guard victory, and we'll recap all that for you now. Well, that was the mission from issue 43 of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. What do you think?
I think I did about 7 wounds in the entire game.
Yeah, you didn't roll
Just sort of
particularly
sums it up.
Yeah.
I think I did 1 wound to the Rhino in my first round of shooting. Second round of shooting, I did a wound to the Foul Blightspawn. Killed a Terminator with Flamers. My aggressors managed to get 2 hits, even though they can reroll 1s and 2s.
Yeah, I think that was perhaps the important point actually, because you could have recovered from early bad shooting, because my shooting was also ineffectual.
Yeah.
I killed 1 Hellblaster, so
But you didn't have much shooting anyway.
I didn't have much shooting to start with.
Your
No.
Foul Blightspawn whiffed.
No.
But
Yeah, he didn't roll very well, but the full squad of Plague Marines would have done something. But yeah, it was the fact that the aggressor's charge did nothing at all. Well, it did 1 wound to Lord Felthius, but if you'd done a lot more damage to him, it might have been completely different. So in response, I killed your aggressors, and in my turn killed the Chaplain and the Inceptors, and then at that point you didn't really have much left. Mm-hmm. So I mean, driving on from the board meant I had very little to do for my first couple of turns. In fact, I actually thought I would struggle to figure out exactly where to put my units, and I was worried you were going to block me off more with my Terminators where they could come in. They didn't make their charges anyway, so it was kind of irrelevant. But and I'd made the usual mistake with the Foul Blightspawn, keeping him too close to something else. Although, to be fair, I did actually see that and then hoped he just might roll better for his shooting, but he didn't.
I was expecting the Inceptors to die, so
then it would have been worth
probably
it.
shouldn't have brought them on early, but
Maybe not.
I don't think they
don't
did
know.
anything, so...
And then, yeah, it's nice not to have Poxwalkers, to have to move up, especially on this kind of board. The times I get the Poxwalkers, most of the time they're going to be spent running across the board, so actually to have a vaguely fast army was kind of nice.
I think the aggressors are going to start being the same as well.
Yeah, you're right. They because I know how dangerous they are.
And they just don't do anything, they just get shot now.
Yeah, exactly. They're
nothing to
never going to
hide
get enrained. And actually, I seem to remember we said when we first got them, all the way back on the cargo deck, we said they're lethal on this small board.
Yeah, well, they can go anywhere, but here it's just like, no.
Because it used to be the case that on the cargo deck you could roll. What was it? If you rolled well for your advance, you could flame me from turn 1.
Basically hit anywhere on the board.
Yeah. And this is why, I guess, in most games of 40k, on bigger boards, you take the aggressors with the much longer range weapons. It's interesting because even with this larger board as well, a lot of your guys take a little while to get within 15-inch rapid fire range, and your firepower is actually seriously reduced by not having your Hellblasters, only having them fire half many times.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds obvious, but it's noticeable. That even so.
Well, it's also if the Hellblasters can't overcharge safely.
Equally, when my Plague Marines start a really long way away, their ranged firepower isn't going to come into play again, so...
And I mean, the Chaplain, I'd rather have the Gravis Captain than the Chaplain if I'm only going to have one character, especially if I'm facing Felthius.
Yeah, and as we've said before, you have 2 melee units, one of which is the aggressors, the other one being the Reavers. Without those, his benefits are relatively limited. He's not best used as part of the gun line. Plasma Regulators, they're a terrain piece.
I guess it's nice to have some cover on this side of the board.
Yeah,
even if I have to spend 2 turns getting to it.
Yeah, and even if you can't actually fit your whole intercessor squad on top of it.
Probably fit all the Hellblasters on it, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's not a very big space at all. But yeah, like most of the terrain on this board, like we said last time, it's blocks.
Yeah, it's not
Really
super
that interesting. And actually, a lot of these missions, the Space Marines start on this end of the board as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like the shooting army should get the cover. Because most of the cover on the Death Guard side of the board, I'm just going to move away from it.
Well, at least in these missions where you have to advance into my half anyway, so the cover
it's not so relevant. But if we have missions where there'll be objectives on both sides of the board, then a lot more benefit from cover than you will. So.
Felthius' Warlord trait, you tried a different one and it did come up.
It reduced the 2 damage he took to 1. The reason I picked that one for this mission was because, partly variety, and also because the guys you were going to try and attack him with were the Hellblasters and the aggressors. So,
and basically it means there's no point trying to overcharge him with the Hellblasters, because the strength thing doesn't make any difference. But
it's not quite as good as the other ones because it has no effect against 1 damage weapons.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. Whereas the other ones would benefit those, but I just thought against 2 and D3 damage weapons it would keep him alive a bit longer.
And as usual, we struggle for multiple damage in the Space Marines.
Yep, that's a recurring theme, I think, isn't it? You have killed the Rhino with the Hellblasters before, or near enough. Apart from the first turn when there was literally nothing else to shoot at, it wasn't generally your target of choice, because it's just a Rhino.
Focused on the Terminators, just try to bring some of them down, hopefully get some benefit out of the Storm of Fire.
Yes.
But I don't think it ever came up at all. Did I even roll any 6s to wound?
I don't remember. You certainly rolled an awful lot of dice and with a lot of 6s without any 6s at one point. So, but once again, what else would you take? That's pretty much it for this. So if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts about what we're doing, or if you've been playing these, let us know how you did. Till next time, we've been the Tabletop Donkeys, and we'll see you soon.
Yep, see you in the next one.